Welcome to the Fantasy Goons podcast, part of the Pucks Out family. It's time to skip the book and find out the info you need to win your league with Bobby, Davey, and Brandon.
Welcome into the Fantasy Goons. I'm Bobby. He's Davey. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on social media at the Fantasy Goons, and let's get you the info you need to be a champ. How are you guys this week?
So good.
Oh, dude, I'm
So
just
good.
glad to be
Refreshed.
back here with you ugly mofos.
Yeah, it's been a
sad
minute.
that Andrew is here. Beat me in a fantasy football championship. Honestly, wish he would have succumbed to the COVID. If we're being honest right now, Davey, that's how I felt last night.
If that had happened, would it have gone to you?
It goes to me. If you die on the day of the championship, the second place gets it. You can't win a championship.
Is that a rule?
You can't win a championship if you're dead.
That's true.
But if you die after it, goes to the commissioner.
Well, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. I mean, it's fair.
I think I'm the
You are the
commissioner. in that
commissioner.
league.
I was hoping it.
When I said it, I was like, "Please be in
I
my
was
league."
hoping it was the keeper league, because in which case I am a commissioner in that as well. I was like, boom, still get it.
We share.
It works.
No, but congratulations
Thank you.
on your winning that. I hope.
You want to hear something really strange? It's actually my first fantasy football W. Yeah, I've gotten
congratulations.
third. I've gotten second.
Maybe you
fifth.
can teach Bobby how to do it.
I'll try.
I got one. I got one.
No, hey, congratulations, man! It was a good win. It was a very close game for that particular league.
Yeah,
I mean, I was right there.
I actually got last in that league last year.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We're talking a couple of plays
Yeah.
each week. It can
Yeah,
happen to
absolutely.
anybody. So, I mean, not to me. I was in the championship for 3 years in a row, but other people, I can see
Welcome.
how you got.
Did you win the last two?
No, just two ago.
Okay. But you're still King Bond or whatever it is, or
Well,
champion or whatever
It
it
says
is.
former champ.
Okay.
So I think I think this next year I'm gonna say I'm gonna be former champ times 2. So like 2 times ago.
Guess I got to be former champ times one.
Well, you be reigning champ.
Reigning.
Because you're
Yeah,
the reigning
fair.
champ. The former champ is technically now Jarvis, which
Yeah.
I used to hate that guy, but now I have no
Yeah.
problem.
No
with him.
problem.
Now that he's not the
I beat
champion.
him in the third place game.
Yeah, he's a garbage. He's a
Fourth place.
Like I want to battle with anybody in fourth place. I don't even know who that guy is.
Right.
Jarvis.
Right. Who's
Jarvis is my squire. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
he's nothing. He's nothing. Love you, Jarvis.
Yeah, I had a pretty decent week. Had a really good week in the Cats League in the Peck of the
Oh, I
League.
did too.
Yeah.
I did as well.
Had another good week in Dirty Dangles, not Dirty Dangles, High Score League. I'm now 10-1 in there. Second place is at 7-4. So I'm I'm in control of my own destiny in that league.
I had a bad week in hockey. I mean, bad week is objective.
I
to
mean,
me
yeah,
right
a lot of
now
people are having
because
bad
it
weeks.
is
Yeah.
because I went 1-3. I had a great week in Pekka, our Cats league. All of our points leagues, I lost. I mean, in one league, I had literally like 14 players that were not accessible.
It's still
not
tough.
even including the players that had postponed games that were healthy. So it was one of those things that like I could try to make this happen with my 5 moves this week, probably still lose and probably lose out long term.
Yeah, probably 3 of the guys you pick up will have games postponed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so if you're in this situation at home, and which is really what we're here for, right? Is we've missed out the past couple weeks. Not that there's been a lot of fantasy hockey, but I think probably what they've missed from us the most, especially our newer fantasy players, is that thought process that, hey, don't worry about it. There's lots of players that are dealing with this right now across the league. You may not be able to recover from this.
You might
long-term.
not.
You might not. It just might not happen. But I mean, that's going to happen from time to time. But the thing is, there's a better likelihood that if you keep it up and you keep playing, other players are going to start slacking off this time of year. And then you can
Where it
slide
goes.
in and look, I don't care if I go to the playoffs as the first seed with the bye or the 6th seed having to play in. I've advanced just as far in fantasy playoffs, if not farther, as a lower seed rather than that 1 or 2 seed where you have those great players that are then resting up when it comes to fantasy
and
fantasy playoff.
I will
time.
applaud.
So don't feel bad.
I mean, if you move forward right now in this season, like I applaud you just because it no matter where you end up, because you got through it, and this has been hard. Like I had to make decisions this week that I never thought I'd have to make, like dropping players like TJ Oshie or dropping players like Suzuki, which was a fringe guy for a minute there, and it was tough. I had to do it though. I just had to bite the bullet and do it, and add some players that were playing. So
especially if you're in one of those leagues where you're close. If you're
Exactly,
close, you
yeah.
want to try to get this win, because again, as much as it doesn't make a difference that you've lost this week, winning this week could make a huge difference for you as well.
Could, yeah.
I was in situations where I was so far behind that the risk of dropping a player unless it was a player I thought was going to be long term, just didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Dropping players to drop players. I mean, there was no way 5 ads was going to add 700 points on my total.
Right.
It just wasn't going to happen. I mean, so if there was unlimited ads, sure, I probably could have made something happen. But your 5 ads. And the risk of losing players that, if you're not really using those ads for streaming purposes or bringing guys onto the team to stay, it's a wasted opportunity in my mind.
Yeah.
So just keep your head in there and keep playing. That's the key to fantasy hockey, is just playing, very least getting to start all your guys for the week. If you're not a daily guy like we would be, that's understandable. But it makes your other league mates, especially the ones that have been there a while, super happy when you're playing to the bitter end of you're bad, but you're still playing it out. So you can maybe knock that guy off of first into second and get somebody else in the playoffs type of deal.
And if you do get annihilated this year, you have that excuse.
Use
COVID
year.
as an excuse.
It's a COVID year. I don't even really count it.
Yeah.
I don't even really count it.
You always have an excuse.
It wasn't like a huge deal. Like I let the guy win.
Right. Yeah.
I had COVID. I missed.
All my players had COVID. Yeah.
All my players had COVID. And I mean, there may be some truth in that.
There absolutely is.
Use this as a good opportunity for your transaction.
Right.
Remember, don't just give up on, even if you're out of the playoffs or you're far behind. Always ruin it for that other guy.
Exactly.
Always ruin
it.
That is the bread and butter that I wake up for every morning in a league that I'm garbage at, is that I hope that I can ruin it for the guy next to me. I had a guy complaining to me about how a guy that wasn't in the top 4 of the playoffs were picking up his backup run. I was like, I don't know really what you even If you just want to complain, sure, go for it. But
That's what it is.
You are telling me in a dynasty league, no less, that you don't want other players to continue to pick up people because you have a game upcoming and you have people out. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
So.
But all right, time to move on into our weekly impressions. The Rangers, dude. They had a great win last night against a Oilers team with Connor McDavid. There was a Ryan Reeves versus Connor McDavid a little bit. But, yeah, it was a good game, and the Rangers are on top of the league right now. Point-wise, best team in the league. So that is not something I would have saw coming. They like I said, Zibanejad is on fire right now. A lot of these guys are starting to find their stride. So it's interesting to see how far they can take this.
Yeah, I think me and Davey were a little higher on the Rangers team overall. You've always been a big Zibanejad guy, but I think that Davey and you've really said it perfectly. Like, I didn't see the top of the league as an option, but I think that it surprises us probably a little less than you being higher on the team in general. Mine is not specific to play, but the cannon's loud, bro. Cannon is loud, and it's awesome.
Yeah, go Blue Jackets. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they won. Your boys pulled one out.
I know.
No, honestly, it was great because the 3 hockey stadiums that we've been to together, we've got to see overtime games in. Every single one. And I guess we didn't get to see an overtime winner, but we have got to see Ryan Johansson's controller die in every arena we've ever gone to, which is amazing, right? We went to Minnesota, shootout. We went to Columbus, shootout. I mean, it's crazy that we've been to 3 stadiums and we've seen a shootout in each of the 3. So.
And it was pretty cool, obviously. And I got a video. I didn't realize it was a big deal until I got home, but Texalak, whatever his name is, Texier. He scored a one-handed goal through the 5-hole, and the video I got, like the video that the only video that I've seen online is like from the I guess the side where it's hard to see, but I got a video from up from my seats where you can see it's clearly a one-handed shot.
That's cool.
He diced him up. I mean, Rittich played a great game. I mean, for coming in at that backup and that tough game right after a game that you've been postponed for
Yeah.
however long. That it was a really, really good hockey game both
Good,
ways.
good.
Glad to have gone. We got a picture illegally with the cannon, which was
Nice.
and we did get to hear Bobby finally got to hear it in person, but the first 2 goals he had stepped
I heard
out.
it.
He heard it, but he didn't get to see it fired.
I was getting beer.
Okay.
Well, you mean I'm not doubting
Yeah.
you. I'm just saying you didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
Stop defending yourself. People are not going to be like, can't believe he didn't see the cannon the first 2 times. Like, nobody cares, Bob. Chill.
How
What a
were-
piece of shit.
How were
He's
the hot
garbage.
dogs?
He's garbage.
Were they good hot dogs? Did you get hot dogs?
Didn't even have a hot
Oh
dog.
man,
Didn't
Didn't
have a
have-
hot dog.
I heard the top.
They had decent pizza. They had a Jets
Yeah,
pizza.
Oh, I
Jets
love
pizza in
Jets.
there. Well, we went to our bar
pretzel?
before and had some pizza because
Okay.
we didn't stay up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like we drove up there, went to our bar, went to the game, stayed the full time. I mean, we didn't leave early or anything, and then left and went home right after. Like
Okay.
we got we got home 3 a.m.
It's like a 5-hour
time?
drive.
It's a 5-hour and 45-minute
Yeah.
Okay.
drive there. Well, technically it's a 6-hour and 45-minute drive there.
Okay.
Because you lose an hour.
Right, right.
And on the way back, it is a 4-hour and 45-minute drive. But time-wise, as like physical time, about 5.5 hours. So it was a good little haul. But
Yeah.
it's an easy drive. I mean, it's pretty much just straight up interstate the whole
that's
way.
good, though.
So fun, man. Columbus was a good city. I'm glad we actually got to go this time. Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah, it was great. Davey.
Yeah, I'm just running into mine real quick. Penn's on an 8-game win streak. Just figured I'd call that out. I think it's the longest one of the NHL.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
saw. Yeah, it is.
So,
Well,
Dallas had
ooh,
a 7. I think it might
Maybe.
be tied. But I'm not sure. But
I didn't. Florida started with like a.
they have a 9.
I think they had a
They have a
9.
they might have had a
I think they had a
9.
9-game win
It's
streak.
regardless. It's definitely top
Yeah,
3
it's
this year.
good. It's
So
nice.
that's good for the Penguins to see that happening, climbing up the standings.
Yeah,
But-
no, it was not good for I threw a little bit of money or beginning of the season for them to not make the playoffs at pretty
Well.
good money. I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot, but like for them to not make the playoffs. And really what I needed them to not have as good of a start to the season. I knew that this was coming. I knew we were going to have these 8 games in a row at some point, but I was hoping they would have been
Sidney Crosby for so long.
I was hoping that they could have dug themselves a hole deep enough.
Yeah.
Let's move on to pickups. I'm starting right here in Nashville. Tanner Jeannot, dual eligibility at the wing, 41% roster, 2 goals in the Hawks game, and he's at 6 points in the last 5 games. Get him while you can. With so many players on the COVID line, this guy plays in Nashville where they're not postponing games. Nashville ain't canceling anything.
Unless you get into a fight with Tanner Jeannot, and then,
Then-
in
might.
which case your games may be canceled
Yeah.
a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
Because he absolutely obliterated that guy. I've
Yeah.
never heard so many Columbus fans jump up and get jazzed up about a fight, and were so quick to
Yeah.
pretend like a
That's
fight
funny.
never even happened. Like, get him out of here! Immediately, the guy behind it, he was a nice guy, but he's like, yeah, let's go, fight. And then as soon as he started laying into him, he was the third guy in. He gets the extra 2 minutes. He's I was like, dude, he'll take the 2 minutes because that was a 2-minute
funny.
morale
Yeah.
shot, dude. He obliterated
Yeah.
that guy.
But yeah, so get him while you can. 41% roster, so he's available in a good amount. I like, listen, he's going to get you the PIMs. He's going to get you some points. He is honestly, I think, one of the brightest young spots on the Preds team that is looking actually really good. We did not think they were going to be this good. This is a
No.
team that, like, I have a buddy who's a Caps fan, and he's like, so I thought you said this was a rebuild year. I'm like, yeah, I thought it
It's
was.
supposed to be.
Competitive rebuild, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, we spent so many analysts and commentators, and even we were talking so much shit about David Poyle with this competitive rebuild.
Not me. I've always had your back, David.
And
He's
it's
looking like a genius now.
holy shit, this is
I know. I was like, oh, we may be not.
this is a
great.
competitive rebuild.
I didn't. Well, see, that was my biggest thing is I didn't hate a lot of the moves he made. Like I just didn't think our team was going to be great. But you got to do.
Yeah,
But
and-
we are looking.
And honestly,
really good.
I think that we have not been big proponents of John Hines. It's hard to argue the fact that John Hines, ladies and gentlemen, was a good hire.
It's looking
I
all right.
think, all right, we'll see it, and then I think that we've been big proponents of if John Hines plays the hockey team that he has and what they're good at. No problem. John
Yeah.
Hines was a great coach for a majority of
Yeah.
last year. It was the problems that we
Yeah.
ran into John
Yeah.
Hines with
Like
was
Peter Laviolette coming out with this team every once in a while.
I'm just gonna throw this random team in the first game of the playoffs after we've had one of the best second halves of the season. It was just stuff like that that we really found as silly.
Oh, Joe Thornton.
Yeah,
You know.
I've got Panthers money line tonight.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I can't believe he didn't just turn into dust hitting that one, man.
Under his glove, his pinky's just falling to pieces.
Oh, he tipped it in.
So
Beautiful.
hey, so Pred's looking real good.
Yeah.
My pickup for the week, somebody we've talked about. I don't think he's ever been an official pickup, so let's put him in there. Logan O'Connor, right wing for the Avs, 6% rostered, so pretty much readily available anywhere you can go. In the return, they hadn't played in like a while, like quite a bit. So I mean. To the point where within the last month, he hasn't been hurt, and this was the only game for his last month. Game winner in his return, 6 shots on goal, a hit, 2 blocks. I mean, that's money for somebody you can get for basically nothing to stream in.
No doubt.
And I'm so sorry. Davey's going to talk about it in a little bit, but one of the few decent available weeks for a team as well, the Avs.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm picking up Clayton Keller this week. I know it sounds like not a name traditionally you wouldn't want to pick up simply because it is the Coyotes.
You wouldn't want to draft him.
No.
You wouldn't want to draft him. Picking him up randomly throughout the year for a couple of for some streaming help.
Yeah, I mean,
only when you really have to. It's like because of COVID, there's literally no other options.
Yeah,
COVID's happening, so Clayton Keller's back available.
If you've got a league where plus and minus is not counted, which we do, we have a league where it isn't. He's -6. That's not stellar, but he's 29% rostered, left wing, right wing eligibility, 10 goals, 13 assists, 3 power play points, which we'll probably see more of. He just he playing first line and got bumped up to the first line power play unit. So Clayton Keller is a good option right now if you're looking for scoring.
23 points. I mean, that's way higher than I thought. I mean, this is the guy that we've been talking about it within the first 3 rounds and a sleeper pick for how many years now?
Yeah.
That he should be. This should be who he is.
This it should be it. And it's unfortunate. He was playing for a better team right now. He'd be in the mix, no doubt. But it's that Arizona bug that he's got right now that's setting him back. But he's a good ad right now.
3 games this week too. So that's always helpful.
Yep.
All right, let's jump into our streams of the week. I'm taking us out west. Seattle, 4 games. They've got some injuries, so so some of their less owned players might be getting some good start time. So with the COVID and stuff, and they've had some games postponed. They're getting back into the stride of things now. Go get them. I mean, listen. Sometimes it's quantity over quality. I mean, it is what it is in the times of COVID. So
quantity is absolutely. I mean, we talk about that all the time. I'd much rather have that team with 3 games that's terrible than 1 game and be the best team in the league.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm running the Colorado Avalanche this week. 4 games. They got Kraken, Preds, Coyotes. So to me, it's an easier week for the Avalanche, except for that Preds game. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch, but they should be able to take Kraken and the Coyotes a couple times here, and I think we're going to see some scoring, and this is why it's perfect for Bond's pickup this week. Is the Logan O'Connor move is actually going to be a great pickup this week if you're looking to get in on the Avalanche while they have an easier week. That's a good move. So I'm streaming Avalanche this week, and I'm absolutely watching that Preds Avalanche game. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely love it. I'm gonna go further north and further west than Bobby has gone, and we're going out to Vancouver. And now I have to admit, after I said it, I do not know if it's actually. I know it's further north. I do not know if it's further west though. So
I don't know.
If we got any geographers here, it has to be right.
Maybe
science says that it's in Canada, so it's further west. I don't know. So I have Vancouver. They have been playing a lot better than they started out of playing. A tough week in terms of the teams they're playing, so their record may not show a much improvement, but I'm betting that there's going to be some points to be scored in these games. They have the Panthers, the Lightning, the Hurricanes, and the Caps. It's basically a who's who. If they were playing the Rangers, they would basically be playing everybody you don't want to play in a week if you're a fan of the hockey team. But 4 games in a week for a fantasy player with teams that score a lot.
Perfect.
This is money. This is when you hope your deep pickups that you've had and are hoping would kind of show up for you would be able to actually show up. Don't know if I'm going for any goaltending in Vancouver at the moment. But
technically, and I knew you were right, but I didn't know by how much you were right. Vancouver technically is more west, like the city limits, by like 4 miles, like
So,
less than 4 miles west.
So
Because
like if my
there's
boy
Seattle and there's Vancouver, so like while it is much more north, it's like barely arches to the west, the highway.
Okay.
Well, and but I mean, with the Earth being round, I mean, it is further that way. Right?
There you go.
Or less. I don't
feel like,
know.
I feel like you just hit me with the Denzel Washington, the Coach Boone in Remember the Titans. You're like 10,000 feet, and you are gonna walk every step of them to know the difference of those two western.
So here's
states.
exactly how we can figure out. Seattle is 122.3 degrees west. Vancouver coordinates, not Vancouver coronavirus, 123 degrees west for Vancouver, 1 degree west.
There you go.
And I knew you were right, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I wonder how much, because I thought it was more than that.
Fantasy football, fantasy hockey, and geography.
Fantasy geography.
Always take Vancouver.
Finally.
Vancouver's a number one, round one draft pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's no NYC. Or
Not
LA.
great, not great in Cats leagues, but in points for
categories.
West, it's solid in West points.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, category. I mean, that's kind of like saying, the plus minus trash. Yeah, like you're gonna lose those categories when you have
clearly,
New York
like,
or LA.
Clearly,
just gonna lose.
More than
now
likely.
clearly, if you got the number one pick, you're taking New York.
That's
LA.
what I'm saying. You're gonna take New York,
But if you get down to that 8th, 9th pick, Vancouver's a sleeper.
it's somewhere I'm looking.
Yeah.
You
I'm
might as
looking.
well.
Yeah, everyone wants to take. I'm a big proponent of late, middle, like Midwest. Never take a place like Calgary or something before like the 12th
cold.
round.
No, you gotta save them. They're gonna be available later.
Yeah. All right.
They're like, wow, they really have not done the show for a few weeks. We normally get a few of these here and there, but it's every round now.
Sanctioned discussions, all right? These are sanctioned.
They have been sanctioned.
All right, so let's move into winners and losers. I am tailing the Boston Bruins. 4 games this week. It's all about you. You know what the Boston Bruins are about. You know who they've got. They got Brad Marchand. They got Pasta. I mean, stream them if you got them.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of good options this week too, especially the Habs and your terrible Flyers too, Bob.
You're terrible Flyers. I love hearing that.
He's trying to look up, see where their ranking are, aren't you? That's what you're doing right now, literally.
I was going to look up Philadelphia coordinates to see where they rank in our draft.
You're looking at one.
They get a lot of penalty minutes in Philly, all right?
Davey, who you got? You got two. You got the best 2 picks of the week.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay Lightning. They are definitely struggling a little bit as of late, but I think the skid's gonna snap.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Ooh.
Fuck both of y'all.
Ooh.
Philly is above Columbus in the standings.
Oh, how much?
1 point.
That's a neck and neck one. Boys.
Are they in the? Are they have the same amount of games played? Number one, and number two, are they either of them in playoff spots?
Don't think they're in playoff spots. Columbus has 2 games in hand.
So, I mean, it all ultimately matters. If they don't make the playoffs, I win, boys. That's all that matters.
It's true.
That's all that matters.
Oh gosh.
Philly is Detroit's in the right now. The wild card is Pittsburgh, Boston, then Detroit, then Philly, then Columbus. So not great.
Looking great for me.
Not so stellar.
All right, let's get this going.
I'm going. I'm tailing the Tampa Bay Lightning this week. Like I said, they've been struggling a little bit, but I think the skid's going to snap, and these boys are going to tear it up this week, especially because it's actually a pretty friendly schedule this week, playing the Devils, the Sabres, the Canucks, and the Stars. So it is 4 games of, relatively easier. I'm not going to say it's super easy, but it's easier hockey. So, I mean,
never
it's
easy, but
you say easy, but they have to play the Devils, which means they have to go play Mr. Slewfoot, PK Subban, who tried to Slewfoot another guy.
Their feet are not going to be safe, but they should be able to win the hockey game.
Yeah. There was, I was on Twitter and everyone was like, at this point, you got to give PK like a 28-game suspension because they won't stop. He keeps attempting it, and nobody's doing anything.
Does anybody think that he's like trying to get suspended? He's just like, at this point, he's like, dude, I am done playing
like
for the
can't.
Devils.
Like, I
I'm
just want to
like-
get out of New Jersey for a little bit.
He's going to have to take a skate off and stab a guy.
He's gonna have to.
I mean,
He's
it's the
still
only
nothing's
way.
gonna happen if he does that.
That is the only way.
Maybe we'll see, but they're gonna lose to the Stars this week. So
Well,
Or-
no worries, guys. No worries. Neither of your teams are gonna advance. And my team that I'm tailing this week, the Hurricanes, are gonna help me out with that. They're gonna play Philly and Columbus this week, so no worries. Couple of losses for your boys.
Columbus beats them.
I mean, you better hope.
I got
mean,
Columbus
you
beating
are,
them.
Yeah, I mean,
5-4 overtime.
the dryness of your hair depends on it.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
it's so
I mean,
true.
at this point, but they also have Vancouver. Hurricanes just playing good hockey. We talked about the Rangers being on top. Well, truthfully, the Hurricanes are 1 point behind with 3 games in hand on the Rangers. So I don't think that I'm too worried about them. And then I'm moving right into my fade. Vegas, 1 game against the Leafs, middle of the week. I don't know if it's at Toronto. If it's at Toronto, then there definitely is a high probability that it's 0 games this week.
Yeah.
If anybody has ever known anybody with COVID or something, they shut it down, postpone it.
Yeah.
Guy had COVID 6 years ago. Shut it down.
6 years ago. Wow. Found patient 0.
It was the bat guy. He'd been eating bats for so long.
Yeah, that
He'd
is a
just
long
not
time.
talk to people.
I do wonder if, like, in future editions of, like, Batman, if, like, people are going to hate him just because of, like, COVID.
I hope so, because I mean, personally, Batman should be hated always, but like,
You're gonna hate him.
if we could throw extra stuff to, I'm gonna just start whispering to people, Batman started COVID.
All right, guys, let's move on into. I like how this is the one I was like, "Hey, guys, you know, like I didn't clear
chill out.
I didn't clear the SD card." I was like, "I think we got time for we start off to clear the SD card."
Where we at?
We got 24 minutes.
Okay,
left.
we're
good.
We are fine.
Yeah.
We got
Hopefully, we got
2
one.
of you guys have need to say one team with
Well-
1 game each.
All right, guys, we're gonna give our top 10 cities to draft.
Oh, God.
All right, yeah, fading. I'm fading Vegas. They got 1 game against the Leafs, and honestly, who knows if they even play that? But honestly, Vegas, they're just not playing up to their potential either way this year.
No,
So I'm fading Vegas this week.
I faded Vegas.
I
this
was
week.
gonna say what
I got mine in first. I
You
think.
did not. I literally already done my fade of Vegas.
I got skipped.
You
and then
literally do not even.
I was reading
skipped
yours.
him.
I was reading yours.
You skipped him. So you not only you're like, nope,
See,
I
this
got it
is
in
why
first. I've already
need-
said
Well,
this.
I saw
I've already
BO.
said
This
this.
is why we need 24 minutes of SD cards.
I've already said this. Not only was he like, I got it in first, I've already said it, and it's by my name. We're
Guys,
sorry, everybody. We're rusty. We
It's
haven't
been
done
2
this
weeks.
for 2 weeks. So Bobby lost the ability to read in the last 2 weeks that he hasn't been here.
It's been a long 2 weeks.
All right. Well, Bobby's fading my team Vegas. So, Davey, who
Davey, go
you
ahead.
fading?
I'm fading the Oilers this week.
He says Vegas.
I'm gonna fade Vegas with you boys. I gotta roll with the Oilers. 1 game this week. It's on a Monday, and it is in Edmonton against the Senators. But there's no more games for them, so it is a vacant week, and I just don't. What's the point?
I fade
How
the
do you-
Flames. I had to get it in there before Bobby's like, oh, I'm going to fade the Flames. I got it in
Nice
first.
work.
Brandon not coming prepared. Didn't fade anyone this week.
Did you not hear it? I said the Flames first. I said. But in all seriousness, Bob, this was a good pick. Only 1 game for the Flames this week, and it's against Ottawa, so most certainly could get postponed. Those are good notes. Maybe you should read them next time.
It was for you.
Great notes.
All right, guys, this has been a fun episode. Go out there, kick some ass, and hey, unless you're playing one of us, then don't kick ass. I don't know. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Peace.
This has been the Fantasy Goons podcast, brought to you by Standing Stone Farms. Listen to the boys every week and join in on the conversation on the 3 majors of social media.